Hi everybody, it's Hector, Cochise County Voice. We're in Sierra Vista today, and I am speaking with a candidate for Corporation Commission of Arizona.
Yeah, so my name's Jonathon Hill. I'm a candidate for the Arizona Corporation Commission, which is so important to so many people's lives, but it's very underappreciated, how much it affects people in their day-to-day lives, their pocketbooks. And so, yeah, we're running to help people have an easier time with their bills.
So, utility bills are pretty high. So tell me, if you get on this commission, what are the first things that you would do to try to fix that?
Yeah, the current commission just keeps approving rate increases across the state. We used to be pretty affordable in Arizona when it came to energy, but now we're one of the most expensive in the country, and that's because of the Corporation Commission. So if elected, our first job would be to pull back on these rate increases, make sure that they're only being implemented when they're absolutely necessary and not simply to raise corporate profits.
And so you have mentioned that you feel that the current commission is pretty favorable to corporations. How does that affect us out here in the county? We're a little bit different than the city as far as their needs. So tell me how that differs. How would Cochise County residents, why is it that they need someone like you on this commission? What's so different about us?
Yeah, so out here in Cochise County, most people know the commission because of electricity, but most of you have co-ops. And so you have a much better deal. You're much better off than us in the Phoenix area. But your main problem is usually small water companies, private water companies. And those are all regulated by the commission. And we've seen small water companies struggling across the state just because interactions with the commission are so hard. And it's hard for them to raise their prices when they need to keep up with maintenance and infrastructure. And so a lot of them get underwater, and then everything really goes downhill from there. So we need a commission that's going to work with those small water companies, really help them help their communities.
So tell me a little bit about renewable energy. I know that the state is now reconsidering, and obviously always here in our county, as you say, water needs, electrical needs, always on the forefront, of our concerns. So tell me a little bit about renewables.
Yeah, so the current commission just recently repealed what are called the REST rules, the renewable energy standards. And those set targets for the utility companies to meet. Certain percentages of their energy had to come from renewable sources. And that's really important for us here in Arizona because we don't have a lot of fossil fuel resources. And so when we use natural gas, oil, gasoline to create our electricity, we're buying that from other states. So our money is leaving the state. But if we use renewables, Arizona's great for renewables, and so we can produce that energy here in the state, keep that investment, that money in our communities.
Now, you and the other Democratic candidate are running clean money. You have decided to keep the PAC money out of your campaign. Tell me why that's important to you and why others should feel that way.
Yeah, so Clara and I are both running as clean elections candidates, which is a program through the state. It basically means that we're not allowed to take money from corporations, from PACs, and we're only allowed to accept small money from private donors. And the goal of that is to prevent the very utility companies that the commission regulates from getting their hands involved in this race, trying to elect commissioners that are favorable to them. And so this way, voters know that we're not taking their money and that the state of Arizona is looking over our shoulder, verifying that we're not taking that money.
Okay, so speaking of a favorable commission, right now and of recent times, it's being led by Republicans, 5 Republicans on that commission. Why is it important to have a representation like you on that board?
Yeah, so the current commission, there's 5 members on the commission. Currently all 5 are held by Republicans. And so it's a little bit of an echo chamber. There's no dissenting voices bringing up concerns from the consumers, from small water companies. And so those needs just get overlooked. Also, these particular 5 commissioners have been very favorable to the utility companies at the expense of customers. And so we need commissioners who are actually going to be good consumer advocates and stand up for customers.
Fantastic. Jonathan, good luck. Thank you very much for talking to me. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.